been under?
Is that what I said?
I'm pretty sure.
Whose boots have your boots been under? It's like when you stack shoes up. Stack your boots on top of boots.
Hello and welcome to our podcast. This is how we immediately go in. Christine's just over there. Christine's just over there talking about stuff profound. It's like when you stack boots on top of boots, you know?
Yeah.
Bootception.
Must be in Chicago.
We should go on mic stand.
What are you talking about? You don't like holding it? I'll hold it.
I don't want you to hold it.
Okay. If you couldn't tell, if you're watching the visual, we're obviously super professional, and we have one mic that me and Julie are sharing, and one mic for the Christine Snaps.
The Christie's.
I had to make it seem professional. We're from the Ohio State, you know? Anybody you talk to from
I
the...
don't say it like that.
Listen, you don't understand. People that go to Ohio State University,
It's
they go, no. It's the Ohio State University. I don't know.
There's also Ohio University.
Yeah,
That's
so
why.
they're just like,
Would
really...
state be the word that says it apart?
You would think so, but no.
Okay. Must be
Also, the academics.
If we're doing
Love
social
it.
experiments, you just have to talk to a few of them. You know.
Because they would be, like, in all their bios, the is capitalized. They're like, I went to the Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It is. But anyway, yeah, we have Christine here because she decided to come
What am I
in.
waving to? I did like a half wave and I like turned my hand and I was like,
Like a
alright,
princess.
not waving anymore. I just get up and I walk in. With the mic. You just hear me drop it, I go outside the door, I'm like 3, 2, 1. I know
And see.
I didn't know it's my own entrance.
we announce you like a WWE entrance. Entering the ring.
Let's get ready to podcast.
That honestly is what we should do.
The lights flicker,
Yeah.
the disco ball.
Like put a flash warning at the beginning, like.
Yeah.
Might wanna hit that 30-second head button.
But yeah, it was so funny because we got, Christine came out, we did our meetup yesterday because we're filming the day after, and then we've just been doing some absolute dumb shit because it's just been a really fun time. It's nice to have like creator friends because we're just like, you care if I film this? Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. I got my stand in the car. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get that chair, you get that, that stand, I'll get the mic. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Sounds good.
You're our first in-person guest.
Oh, am I really? Yeah.
Wait, who did you do some over Zoom or something?
Yeah, we did some over Zoom. We've had a few over Zoom, and it's been pretty good, but we wanted to be able to have, the only problem is I live in the middle of nowhere, so like, how do I just like, hey, just, I'll come and like, do the middle of Ohio.
Right. I only drive like 6.5 hours.
Not that big of a
No big
deal.
deal. Anybody else should make the drive.
Yeah. Christine's calling them out. I drove 6.5 hours.
That's
so
how you guilt people into coming. Well, Christine did 6.5, so I think you could do the 45.
Also putting that in the paperwork that we send people. Here's your NDA, also at the bottom.
Yeah. If you would look.
Please check the mark that acknowledges Christine drove 6.5 hours to our podcast.
Yeah, well, I complain about drive.
Don't you dare complain about a drive. Well, it's also just like there's not hotels in this area. So like if I ask creator friends, if I ask creator friends, I'm like, so like I know that we haven't met in person and I'm still kind of a stranger, but like you can stay in my home.
Right, because I was like, I'll definitely just like get a hotel. I don't want to like overstay like 3 days, 4 days is a lot for someone you don't know, or just like to invade like someone else's space and like your parents' space forever, and then you're like, well, there's not really.
You don't have an option.
And I was like, oh. Okay.
Like I was like, you can totally get a hotel if you prefer, but like to get a good like decent hotel, you're gonna drive 45 minutes.
If you want to have to get screened after you leave the hotel, you probably can stay at the one that's in Hillsborough.
But like I would recommend.
Yeah, I'm sure they got something there.
So you guys don't even know?
Just shitting on.
Sure, there's some around here you can sleep.
Shitting on the hotels in town.
It's just like our
The
town is
next closest towns would be like 35, 40 minutes for a hotel.
a good one, like that you would like feel comfortable and safe in.
Yeah.
One that you wouldn't settle for.
I didn't say about safe. I just said somewhere to sleep.
Especially somewhere to sleep.
You don't want somewhere safe?
No, but bugs are my friend.
It's about the experience.
It's a
hell of an
experience.
My next TikTok. Story time, TikTok.
We have bedbugs in Ohio. Story time. Story time.
I brought bedbugs 6.5 hours drive with me. They're now in my car.
They're my pets.
Meet my pets.
Oh my god.
No, last night, literally, so we had the meetup and we were dead to the world. Like, both of us slept like rocks, and my dad, we had cows out last night. They were like in our yard. Dad knew they were out because he's like, one of them moved so loud it shook the house. They were like on the front porch.
At like 11, you said.
It was like 11:30.
Like we
And
like separated at like 10:30.
Yeah,
like,
and we both just like immediately fell asleep because we were just exhausted from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad was trying to wake me up, and I'm usually like you can yell my name and I wake up, but he literally had to come in my room and he was like screaming. He was like, Lacey, we have cows out! Like screaming. turning lights on and off, like he's so pissed. But then immediately it was funny because like then he was fine. I think he was just frustrated because the cows were out and he was also like asleep. So he was like, someone else has to deal with this shit with me. And I told Christine this morning, I was like, did you not hear my dad screaming that the cows were out? She's like, why did you wake me up? I could have been a part of it.
That would have been so much fun. We would just be like standing on the porch and be like, this is awesome. This is awesome.
They're cowboys.
Yeah. She just puts her new boots on she bought.
Yeah. Like, hold on, they're in my car.
Yeah.
I just have like the what's that, like that classical like big country soundtrack? It's like it's like
you start doing a freaking drawl with my cows. You need them for a nice duel. You're like, it's like that sound.
Yeah, like the big western where I step out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you finally got to meet Bob.
Yeah.
Is he worth the hype?
Yeah, we somehow were like playing, not like phone tag, but like tag, because I came like at night, he came back from a meeting, and then the next morning, I saw him like pulling out as we were walking to the car, and then I don't think I met him till
Saturday or Friday night.
Yeah.
It was like right before the meetup. You're like, hello, fun, nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, I've been staying here over 2 days.
Literally,
Yeah. I felt like, but you know those, I think Netflix has like a new show called like Worst Roommates or whatever, and it was like someone's living in my house and I didn't know for 3 years. It felt like that. I was like, he knows I'm here, but also I feel like I should say hello. Well, I'm just like walking past him upstairs. Yeah, like I was like too comfortable already. I was like, I'm just gonna all my stuff's upstairs. The cat's sleeping in my bag. Like, hello, also. Right.
You're sleeping in my bed. Oh, it's mine.
Oh, right. Also, yeah, you're spare. Also, hello. Nice to meet you.
It was really funny, like how that worked. Because like my dad does like excavation. He's a very blue collar man, and I text him because it's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm in a meeting. I'm like, what kind of meetings are you in? With the dirt. I'm gonna dig you up tomorrow. Put a basement right there.
Pep talking the dirt.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. You're getting moved tomorrow.
This isn't your home anymore. You're coming with me.
You gotta go.
Like, it's so strange.
Trying not to throw up.
Oh, that's good. I love that.
Okay.
Do you want to have your moment to?
How much time do we have? Well, it's funny because Lacey and I have talked about obviously you're coming. You know, we were talking about it. So I just want to go back.
Circa April 2020.
It was probably April 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought my diary down.
No, I got it all up
back
here,
to the
don't worry.
scroll.
So Lacey, Kaylee, and I had posted a TikTok of us dancing, and we fucked it up.
Yeah, she didn't start the
I
audio,
didn't
so we're all just
start the
standing
audio,
there.
and it was one of those videos you post on TikTok, and you're like, 4 people see it, and it was like, oh, here's 500,000 views, for no reason.
Yeah.
You liked it. You liked that video, and that sent me into a spiral.
Was it on her page?
No, it was on my page.
It was on her page.
So I was like, oh, I texted like
Into a spiral.
I texted Lacey. I was like, Lacey, Christine Snaps just liked my video on TikTok. Because at that point, you guys hadn't followed each other.
We weren't friends
You
yet.
guys weren't friends
And
yet.
like I had like maybe 100K, and so we didn't know how to handle other TikTokers etiquette.
so-
We were ass.
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, oh my god, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, that fucking video of us dancing, Christine liked it.
Why do I kind of remember this? I love videos.
Well,
like
she
that.
DM'd you.
Because then I was like, okay, this is my chance. So then I make a TikTok.
I have such a bad memory. I'm like, huh?
I'm so glad you don't
Did I do something bad? I'm like,
No, so then I make a TikTok. Because I tell Lacey, I'm like, I'm gonna make a TikTok video. She's like, okay, cool. This is Lacey's fault. This is Lacey's fault. This is what's happening. And I was like,
I supported
I made
the
this
decision.
stupid ass TikTok. I was like, y'all, stop what you're doing. Christine Snap, acknowledge my existence. She liked my fucking TikTok. And I posted it. And then I DM'd you on Instagram because that wasn't weird enough to like make a video about it. Yeah.
So then, did I see the DM?
Yeah, and I was like, you messaged me back, and I was like, oh my god, Lacey, I'm Instagram
I'm following up.
No, so I was like, I'm DMing Christine Snaps right now. What are you doing? And she was like, that's really cool.
And then like a week later, I'm like, she follows me.
yeah, I was like, steal my thunder.
But no, the reason why we brought that up is because
I've been harboring that ever since Lacey said you were coming, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, she's
So what if she does remember and she just doesn't bring it up? I was like, I'll bring it
Did
up.
the video do good? Or do
The
well?
video that I posted,
Of the dancing?
yeah, it had like 500 or 600 views.
Okay,
1,000
because
views.
sometimes, I don't know what's with the algorithm or like what you like and what you don't like why you get the videos you do. But yeah, I'll get a good mix of like videos that are on their way to going viral, like they're quickly
Yeah.
picking up, or I'll just get like really like small accounts or random accounts, and I just, sometimes I like them and I'm like, is that gonna stir like trouble or something like that? Or they're
It didn't
Where
start
people are gonna
trouble. It was
see.
just really funny because Lacey and I didn't know how to act.
Right. Well, like the thing, it was so funny because like Julie brought it up because I was like, yeah, Christine's actually coming out. And she's like, I'm gonna have to make a formal apology. She's like, she's gonna think I'm weird as hell.
Because I was like, what if she remembers and she doesn't want to say, like, what if it was just such a weird
Right,
experience?
I would have never brought it up.
I would've brought it up.
Such a bad memory, but I don't think I would have. I don't think if it would have been like a weird experience, I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have brought it up. I think I would have been. I'm like,
But I was like, Lacey, oh my god.
She's like, what if, she's like, back then, I didn't know how to handle people. She's like, now, I'm okay, because you have followers,
It's
and so I know how to
normal.
handle it.
right.
She's like, but back then, I didn't know how to handle it, and I was excited. I was like, yeah, I mean, same. I DM'd her as soon as she followed me.
Right. It's just like naturally, I think naturally you like.
It's just a weird experience.
It's just funny, because she was like, I was like, you know what we need to not do? I was like, we need to bring it up on the podcast, because she's probably
Yeah,
not going to remember
'cause
it.
I was
She's like,
gonna
what
bring
the
it
shit are
up.
you guys talking about?
Friday, and then I was like, no, save it for the podcast.
Right. It's like the more.
It has to be like.
We were really getting in detail. Like, Julie was like, what if I should make like an official
I
apology?
was like, I'll make an
She's
apology.
like, I'll cry.
Make an apology.
I like see it right before this, like we're about to record. I'm like, wait, I got tagged in a. I'm like, apology. Julie's truth. Julie's truth.
I sent it to Lacey. I don't think it's saved. Damn it! I was gonna play it.
Oh, you should.
Well, it was the Snapchat I sent Lacey after you had liked it, and then because I literally said I'm DMing with Christine's Snaps right now. What are you doing?
It was just so funny because, like I said, Julie was like genuinely like nervous for a second. She's like, "Is Christine gonna think I'm weird?" Because I know that I did do like the typical fangirl thing, and I don't want her to think I'm a weirdo.
No. I think, well, you know, like as you gain followers, you know, as I do too. Like it's just things that seem outlandish or weird, or like, is this crazy? Is this stupid? Is this like, how am I coming off? All of that. I think the more we just like do it daily, things phase you less, or you just like not cohabitate. I don't know, like you just start melding around like what the new normal is.
Well, like
Where it's like, that's not, for me to message people back, I'm like, to me it's like, okay, like I don't want to ignore all Instagram messages.
Right.
Not that I like ignore them, but some of them I'm like, I don't open the door for line of communication with everyone.
yeah,
But then I'm like, yeah, I just certainly read most of them.
yeah.
But then I'm like, yeah, that's normal. I would definitely like respond. And then people are like, oh my gosh, you responded. Like, this is, I get those, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. And I'm like, I was like, I didn't think this was like a big deal. You know? But to me, it's normal. Like, I think the more that you and I do it, and like anybody who's around us, like now you're like, yeah, it's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know.
Well, see, I kind of compare that.
You gotta find, can you find the messages?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
doing
okay.
right now. I don't know if I want to read that.
I do, what did I say?
These are very nice.
Probably just a bunch of laughing faces. That's why
It's
it's
funny.
like,
That's your signature. I get
yeah.
it. It's like, for me, like I just talked about this yesterday with somebody at the meetup actually, because one girl came up and she was so freaking nice. And she was everyone said their name, and now there's so many in my brain. So I'm so sorry if you're listening to the podcast. But she's had the purple and white striped sweater, and she's from she went to school at the UK, like University of Kentucky. So like
she went to the national championships of archery.
wow, that's actually really
like
cool.
competing.
Yeah,
I love how you guys have these facts about her down to what she was.
I asked her something.
I
And she's lactose intolerant, and if she has like yogurt, like she has to leave. Because I told her that was her, like when you stand in a circle, whenever I talk to people and I'm talking to them and I'm like, they just say something like, you know, out of left field, I'm like, that's your fact when you would go to class, and they're like, everyone go around and say like an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Like, that's your fact.
If I eat yogurt, I have to leave.
That was hers. She's like, I'll get messed up. And I'm like, that's it? That's it? Found it.
But I'll say, you gotta say that. I want you to read it yourself and fester for a moment. Because you have the crying eyes. I see crying eyes. But so she was like, I want to say her name was Savannah, but I'm not confident. But she was like, I don't want to seem so weird, because she was like so apologetic. She's like, I don't want to bother you. And I'm like, girl, we're here to do this. Like, don't apologize.
Yeah.
But she was like, I don't want to weird you out, but like I watch so much of your videos, like I feel like we're friends. And I'm like, I get that. I was like, because honestly, like, it's much better when you hear that in person, because there's so many messages that like I know Christine gets as well, where people are like, I just want to be your friend, and I just don't know how to respond to that, because like it's just weird, like I just don't know, because I
We're
think
not used to people wanting to be a friend.
shut up.
You say it like that. You say it like that, it sounds sad.
But like
People want to be my friend.
He's like, handing out $5 bills to get some traction.
Never had friends before.
the gang's all here, like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so like, but I was like, I get that because like I kind of like going back to us like fangirling because we didn't know how to handle ourselves yet because we were fucking psychopaths. Because I like
also during lockdown.
Yeah,
so
we weren't getting out. We had just watched Tiger King.
You got time to
Yeah,
yeah.
we just watched Tiger King. We were feeling a little crazy.
And so Joe Exotic had us in our feels. And so, like, I watched your videos. I was like, we have a similar sense of humor. Like, I feel like we'd vibe together, but I didn't message you that because I didn't want to be a weird. Like, I knew that was like, okay, I'm not going to
start
tell her that.
sliding. You want to vibe?
Want to vibe together? So I was like, I kind of, like, I do understand, but, like, I hope people also understand. Because she understood, though. She's like, I know you don't know me, though.
Yeah, she was really nice because I was standing in your merch trailer. And she had made eye contact with me a couple times, I think, when I was on the phone outside. But I kept, like, wandering. Because I have to walk when I'm on the phone.
Same.
And I was like, yeah, I feel like they either want to talk to you, but some people didn't know if they could come see Snow at the trail. I was like, yeah, go out there. But yeah, I like had seen it, but I'm pretty bad at that. When people want to come talk to me and I see the eye contact and I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't be looking at me like that unless you like kind of thought you knew me or you thought I was someone else or you know. And I'm like, I'm really bad at acknowledging that because I'll do it and I'm like, all right, well, if you want to come talk to me, you're gonna have to do it.
Because I don't want to seem like the douchebag that's like, yeah, everyone should know me.
Yeah, but also I'm like, I don't like to be stared at, but I'm a big like when I'm out and about, like post office, coffee, like my regular routine. I don't look at anybody. I barely look at anyone in the eyes because I'm like, don't want to engage. I'm like, I just roll out of bed. I got stuff to do. Like, not here to chit chat, here to get things done. Like, she was really nice, and I was like, no. And then the one girl. I think she was there the whole day, but then she came to say hi at the end. I was in the trailer again, and she came in and said hi, and then she left. And then I saw her come back out of the corner of my eye, but me and Becca were talking, and I was like, oh, maybe she's looking at the stuff now, like maybe she's making another round. And then she stood there for like 30 seconds, and she's like, can I get a picture? And I was like, yeah. I literally said, we're just talking. I said, come kick me in the leg or something. I said, get my attention. Like,
people were acting like they couldn't, and I'm like, we're here
really
for a meetup.
I was like, literally shove me, don't shove me. I was like, really, like, shove me though to get my, like.
But I do understand, like,
But
like, it was just like, it was good to know that both of our followings, like, they were just such polite people. Like, they were literally like at the meeting. Because I get it though. Like, if someone was in a conversation, I wouldn't just be like, I want a picture with you now. So like, but they were just like, is it? I'll see myself out. But like, I'm like, yes, come here.
Right. Plus, have you guys ever gone to a meet and greet type of thing on like any level, like singer or celebrity? Was it more like, you know, it's like I've never done it, but like a
structure.
Right. It's like you're gonna walk in.
Right.
Everyone's gonna have their turn.
In 2011, I stood in the Walmart Garden Center for 4.5 hours the Garden Center to meet the band Perry.
Okay.
You better dig too, Sam.
For fuck's sake. They wrapped us in and out and we were in line and you could not leave that line. 4.5 hours we stood there.
Did you piss yourself?
Am I going to pee?
No. You couldn't leave if you left your kids back there.
No pee breaks.
No pee in the Garden Center. But like they had like the
pee in one of the trees.
Some plants.
It was so funny because they had like this big backdrop and it was like the band Perry. And then they stood there and we walked up and they said hello and we took pictures and then we left. And I'm like, we stood here for 4.5 hours.
Right, but was there almost like a handler being like, all right, and then we take a picture, okay, and then you're over here, next people.
Yeah, because the one brother, I don't remember which one it is. I honestly didn't listen to the band Perry that much. It was just like famous people.
Yeah. Something to do.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my god, I like your shirt. They're like, okay, move along, and I was like, he likes my shirt.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married.
11, I was like freshman, maybe middle school sometime.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but it was very structured. Like
see,
yesterday was more of a.
And I think that's why people were thrown off because I think they expected that structure. Like we thought we were top shit, but literally some people stayed and talked to us like the whole day. And we were just like, yeah. Like they were hanging out with Snow for like, there was one lady, she was so nice, and Snow really liked her because like Snow like wasn't stressed out, but it was just a new environment for her, and there was a lot going on. So occasionally, like when people would pet her, she would just throw her head, and it wasn't an aggressive
also
way.
Horse smell everywhere.
Yeah, but like
horse smell.
Oh, smell. I was like, what?
And but one lady, she like. Snow really liked her scratching on her, and like I didn't care. Like people were like, they were like, I'm sorry. Like there was like one girl, she had a little boy with this beautiful blonde little curls, and then she had like a 2-month-old baby, also a little boy, and they were both so cute, and they hung out for a while around Snow, but they were great. Like her husband, I talked to him. I think it was like either one of their dads, like a grandpa of the kids, and they were so nice. And she's like, in the comments, she was like, we're the ones that couldn't get enough and stayed too long. I was like, no, like you guys were fine. Like it was a meetup area where like as long like you could stay and hang around. Like I don't feel like anybody like overstepped any boundaries. Like, they were all so cool. Like, I wish I remember her name, you might, the really tall girl with the curly hair, the blonde curly hair that had a truck. She was like,
oh, speaking of a TV.
Yes.
She was all excited because someone finally asked her to, like, pick
use
up
her truck.
Yeah.
She was so nice. She kept taking pictures, and she was like the type of person to take pictures. She was like getting the angles and
Yeah,
stuff.
she was helping us take pictures with
I
other
know.
fans. Yeah,
she was so nice. They were all
I liked
literally.
her hair too. Like,
Yeah.
I liked her whole getup. She had like the not bell bottom jeans, but like
Yeah, the more
little,
flare.
like, yeah, the boots.
She also showed you the cool pins.
Yes,
Never
yeah.
had a nice Facebook.
Oh, true. Someone sent me some really cool pens, so maybe when those were, I'll start my pen scavenger hunt.
I'll go on my pen scavenger.
It's also like interesting because you and I both posted like post meetup videos, just like kind of like ending the day, and the people that commented, because I went through mine this morning to make sure I answered back, and the way that people perceived how they acted around us, they're like, sorry I was so awkward. And I was like, I really didn't think anyone was awkward, or like, sorry I was like over emotional. I was like, didn't really think.
As an actually awkward person, I didn't know you were awkward.
Right, it's just weird how other people perceive how that went, because you and I were both like, it went great, no complaints. Like,
yeah, like I had so much fun. I ended up crying.
You did? What?
Remember I told you because Becca was
Oh,
calling
right.
my dad.
Right,
And like
right.
me and the Megan woman I told you about that is from Michigan, she wants to be on the podcast, and I think it'd be great because she's been in the foster care system for 50. Yeah, shout out Megan, she listens. But she came again, and we were talking about. We had a lot of conversations about like infertility, and then she's been in the foster care system for 15 years now, and she's like, I want to talk to Julie. And I was like, I think that'd be a really cool podcast.
So to meet you, Megan.
It wouldn't be like a funny. It wouldn't necessarily be like funny as much. But like, I think it'd be really cool because
She's
she's
like in the crowd. Come on down!
Come on, Megan!
And here we got Megan!
Bust through the door. The music starts again.
Entering the ring is Megan!
Rips the back of her shirt open.
She just Chris Farley's her way through it. Rips it right off.
You can't see me!
That's John Cena.
I know, but I just wanted to do something WDE, okay?
WDE.
Shut
On
up.
that note, we need to take a break.
We're gonna take a break so that I can
Lacey
learn how to speak again. Alright,
Tip the top.
Is that
Tap
still
the tip.
going?
tip the taps and
Tip the tap.
fuck the bitches.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, good.
Tip the tap, fuck the bitches, we're back.
Alright, we're back.
Oh my goodness. We're back. Just let it
I
Yes.
shamed a coworker the other day.
Why?
Shaved?
I have something I would like to shame. Shame.
That's another person.
That's another story for another time.
I shamed a coworker the other day because she was drinking Prime.
Oh yeah, because it's Logan Paul's drink.
And I messaged her and I was like, is that good? She's like, oh yeah, so good. And I was like, I haven't bought it yet because it's Logan Paul's drink. And she goes, I'm so ashamed. And I was like, you should be.
You called it Prime?
Yeah, you called it Prime.
He seems like one of those guys who's like, I'm the alpha, this is my
An
prime
Ohio
time."
native, everybody.
Did both of them move to
LA.
LA, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They moved to not Puerto Rico. Was it Puerto Rico?
It might
Somewhere
something
down there.
down there.
Yeah.
I think
Because
they're
they were
both
only
down
there for a week and they already had like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of fines because they were riding their razors or whatever.
Yeah.
Their
they still
side by
moved down there.
sides. Yeah. But they got like smacked with like $500,000 worth of fines because there was a private beach because the sea
I
turtles
heard
were
that,
hatching
I
or
heard
whatever.
that.
Yeah, I
And they
know
were
about that.
riding their razors and I'm like, this man filmed in a
Yeah.
sewer slide forest.
Right,
So like, I was
right.
shocked.
That whole thing was. Plus, okay, I was just listening. I listened to a lot of stand-up comedians podcasts,
Yeah.
and somehow they like.
They matched.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how I
yeah.
found out about it.
Right. Okay. Exactly. You do too. What were they just talking about him? Oh, did he just do the stint on WWE?
Mm-hmm.
What? So he's playing like the heel, like he's playing like the bad guy, sort of thing.
So like he and the Miz.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw their TikToks.
He and the Miz were like wrestling together in a tag team match, and then they won. And then he like the Miz rickrolled his shit.
Oh really?
Yeah, like he didn't get to rickroll anybody. Someone rickrolled him. That was really satisfying to watch. I know it's fake. It was
Yeah.
really satisfying to watch.
Why are they not that? Well, like why are they into that? Because I'm pretty sure I heard that the Paul brothers like used to be into wrestling.
They used to
Like,
wrestle in
high
high school, I think.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they're-
just so
they,
weird. Is there really enough money for them in there?
I genuinely think that they have
They're
inner
bringing in
issues.
more money.
Right, because they're probably helping a lot
Yeah.
bring the because at first I think Dana White
Yeah.
and it's all different. I don't really know too much, but it's like I know there was a resistance to be like, who are these YouTubers doing this? But they are training and doing whatever. It's like teach their own, do it. If you're gonna do it full out. But
they're like single-handedly sponsoring these MMA matches.
really, are they still doing like constant YouTube videos? I don't
know.
follow
I don't
them.
either.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, if you watch it,
I'm
it's
still
like
waiting on
going
Jake Paul to do a Draw My Life Part 2.
Oh my god!
That's how I knew that they wrestled.
Oh my goodness.
I like personally, like, if, like, the last time I watched a Jake Paul video was when he's, like, his, you know, demographic was a 7-year-old boy. And I don't know if that's still the same, but, like, you would watch it, and it's like going on a roller coaster.
Team 10, bitch, who the hell are freaking you?
I think it was the last time it was Team 10, they still had a house. Like,
Yeah.
that sort of was the last time I...
I like to watch Jake Paul content through Cody Ko's commentary.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's top
That's the
tier.
only way I like
That's
that.
the only
Right,
way.
yeah.
I love also how you guys were like talking about how they were doing like the like Dana White at WWE when like talking about how they were like bringing back like all that. And my initial response to why they're wrestling is I think there are two white men with anger issues trying to get rid of them.
Also that, because
They just seem like.
But they also do bring a very large demographic to like the WWE. Like they're very like it's very methodical. I know people. I know what people think about them. I think it too. But I also think they might be very intelligent.
They're definitely good at business.
They're
They're constantly having their hands.
Or
on
they
different
surround
things.
themselves
Yeah.
with I'm like, I can't fault them for that. I
Yeah.
just like...
They're businessmen.
Yeah. Well, and like I think that a lot of those people have to do scandals for knowing that any public like they go under that any publicity is good publicity.
Right, scandals.
Because like I just like can't.
Everyone's selling like cryptocurrency stuff, like, and then Cody
Yeah.
Cohen all
Wasn't
come out
there
like,
the
don't
dumb
do
shit?
scams, don't
Wasn't
do
there the
it.
dumb thing where like Logan Paul bought like a Pokemon thing? That
Yeah, it was like
he
it's just
still
like a
does.
500. Well, this one's real. The one that he wore at WrestleMania or whatever. Like he came out like a total douche, like he was all dressed in gold, and he had like the Pokemon card around his neck. That one was real, but he bought one for like $500,000, and it was fake.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. I just can't
But
imagine.
$500,000 is nothing to him.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I literally have told, like, I think I told you and Christine both, and I'm gonna say it on podcast. Like, I literally just want enough, like, financial security from social media so that I can like spoil my dad and like live like frugally happily.
I've always said I need to be rich for 24 hours so I can pay off all my debt, all my friends and family's debt, and then you can take it back.
Yeah, like I don't want to like. I just can't imagine, like, I would hope that I would be somebody like Mr. Beast and not somebody like James Charles. Like, I want to be, I want to be a Mr. Beast in this world because, like, I would want to be,
can right there, yeah.
oh, you know, I like to open the can with a can.
Our first episode on this podcast is titled "What the Fuck, James?" Because we sat and shit on James Charles for 45 minutes.
I just can't.
Accurate.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
But I think you should read these DMs now.
Okay, so this was March 30th, 2020. So we were still fresh into the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were still
My
fresh.
like
like
a panini
big, my
press.
like big
Panini.
Chinese video was like November 2018.
Yeah.
No. That's when I got on TikTok.
It was
February 2020.
yeah.
So at that point, I was probably reading every DM on Instagram because I was
Yeah.
like, what is
When
this?
you're fresh,
Well,
you're like,
because
ah!
this was such a big deal for me. Because when your cactus video like blew up, right? I had literally showed it to everybody 3 days before the salon shut down. Like, because the salon shut down in Ohio on March 8th, 2020.
Okay.
And we were closed for 2 months.
Hmm.
I have a lady I work with, Jamie, she and I have very similar senses of humor, and she was like, I saw this girl on Facebook, and I was like,
On
"Do
Facebook.
what?"
I didn't even post, someone else had posted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
know about that.
She was
That one
like,
helped
have you
out
seen
in
her?
that case.
She talks about flowers and cactuses, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I saw her on TikTok, whatever. And then like I showed the whole salon, so the whole salon knew, the cactus video was funny. They talked about it for like 3 weeks. Like we were in our group chat, and they would be like, they would send like different versions of it that other people had, copy pasted, whatever. But anyway, so
So nice.
on March 30th, 2020, I don't
Okay.
have a time, sorry.
What time of day?
What time of day?
It was evening-ish.
Okay.
It was evening-ish. This is so fucking cringy. Okay. I said, hi, you liked my TikTok last night, and I just wanted to let you know that that's my biggest flex in life thus far.
What did I say? Wait, okay, if I read that,
She's not done, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, no, there's
read
more.
me your whole message, and I'll try and think of what I would have said.
That's my biggest flex in life thus far. My friends and I love you, and Alloy so much, thank you. With 2 black hearts.
I love using the black heart emoji. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. Okay, that's what you wrote.
Yeah.
I think I
Hold on, she replied.
I think I would have replied like, laughing face. Aw, that's so nice. And then like a laughing face, maybe like the emoji like with the hearts.
You did not send one laughy face.
What?
Your reply was, LMAO, what's your TikTok account? And I said, oh my god, you replied, I might die, it's Julie's Modern Life. And you said, LMAO, I love that dance one, and you're super good at makeup. And you said, I try to answer most DMs, I'm just horribly behind.
Oh yes, I must have been trying to catch up.
So I sent crying faces, and I said, thank you so much, I appreciate people like you. And then you had posted January 7th, 2020, something about your cat. You were afraid your cat's gonna kill you because you took a picture and your cat was like, you know, sussy baka in the background.
Okay, yeah, sounds accurate.
I said something about the chance. You said something about it was when the trend was it the chances are low but never zero or whatever, and you had said something. So I said your cat definitely.
How come I can't remember what I say? Okay.
This is funny.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah. I always comment on people's makeup because I'm like, oh, you have good makeup. Like I just I'm so visual.
That was Julie.
That's what got me through the shutdown. I did makeup every day.
Yeah, because she had nothing else to do, so she literally was just doing like these really cool makeup looks every day. So when you went to her TikTok, that's probably all it was just.
Or do you post it on your Instagram?
Yeah,
I might have got. Sometimes I'll like. It's just like shits and giggles. If someone messages me, I'll like go to their page and like scroll for a second.
100%. Yeah,
and then I'll be like, okay, cool. Like I love like the vibe. And I'm like, oh, makeup, cool. And I'll I love that.
This is funny.
Not a single laughing emoji?
No.
Okay, I'm not.
You sent 2 face palms.
Oh, did I?
Because you were like, I'm horribly behind.
Oh yeah. That's my probably second most used one. That's
funny.
It's just, it was so funny because I totally can relate to both sides because like that's what I was telling people. I was like, it's just so weird because like people act like you're a celebrity and I'm just like, I'm an idiot with the camera. Like,
I tell people all the time, it's just lazy.
I literally I'm such a dud. I think it's like usually like 3 times. Like I'm just a dud. Like I couldn't tell you how boring I am. I was like, it's not. It's hard to communicate.
We don't have hobbies. We were talking about that.
Communicate like how normally unspecial.
Well, that was one thing that we asked. It was Lindsay, Miss Kickstand, when we did her episode. We asked her what she did outside of TikTok, and she's like, I go to work.
I really want a hobby. Like,
yeah, that's what she said. She's like, I need a hobby, but I don't have one.
I'm trying to pick up piano again. I
saw
you doing piano music on TikTok, so I was like, can you send me that cheap music? It looks like easier. Like, yeah. I'm trying to pick it back up, but.
I know, like, I'm just like, what's a good like, that's not just, because, like, I hate, like, dating apps when, like, men are like, so what do you do for fun? And I'm like, I'm a 25-year-old trying to build a business. What do you think I do?
I'm on Tinder trolling men like you.
Right. Yeah, or, like, I listen to podcasts, like, is that a hobby?
It should be, because it's 95% of my time.
Right, that's,
like, yeah. And I'm like, I have a business, I'm a dog nanny, I have cattle. I do social media. Like, in my free time, I sleep. I don't know.
Right. Also, like, if I had a hobby, I probably wouldn't tell many people about it because I'm like, it's for me.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gatekeeping my hobby.
Right. I'm trying to, like, keep something secret about myself.
And then I hate it because, like, I do enjoy, like, outdoorsy things, but, like, I don't want to be that bitch who's like, oh, I really just like nature, like, hiking and, you know, like, kayaking because I do like those things, but I feel like every white bitch is like, I love hiking.
It's also not like a big party personality either. I feel like that's what hobbies are supposed to be. They're
exactly.
Supposed to be like, they're telling about you.
I know. Do they have to be though?
I don't know. My problem. I feel like everyone thinks it does because I definitely like. We were talking about things like we hate in men's because you're a lucky duck. You didn't have to ever do any dating apps because you found a good man in high school and then you just. He's all right. If you're watching, you're all right. You're on the
hold on. He came out of the house on Friday night to wave at you guys and then go on the back porch and pee.
I know.
You walked past the bathroom to come out and wave to pee on the back porch.
I know because you sent that Snapchat. My brother used to, so like where you're staying, the spare room was my brother's room when he lived at home. And my mom used to get so mad because instead of walking to the bathroom, he'd pee out the bathroom and there was out his window and there was a dead spot in the grass because he kept peeing in the same area. My mom's like,
what the fucking water?
This is like fucking toxic apparently.
Acidic. There's actually a hole.
Well, not a hole, but the grass was like everywhere else was lush green and that grass was like pale yellow and dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, your piss is not good.
Well, I feel like hobbies is not a new thing, but the fact you see it on TikTok sometimes, someone will comment and be like, this is my hobby. I hate when people comment like, you could turn this into a business because not all hobbies need to be a business.
I love
make
that
money.
though.
Because I feel like the word hobby has gotten more for people are like, you can make your hobby your full-time job. It's like, no, hobbies don't have to be your whole life. Hobbies could be as minuscule as like, I read a book once a month. That's my hobby. It's like, technically that is something you do outside of work and family and whatever, that's like something you choose to do with your time. So who's to say like what a hobby is?
Yeah.
I get, you know.
It's so weird because like I guess like are your hobbies your jobs? Because like I put a lot of time in my business and I enjoy doing it, but I do make money from it.
I don't know what's the technical definition of a hobby.
Exactly. Like I feel like do whatever you want, but I just hate when people are like, like you have to have hobbies. My biggest pet peeve is when men are like 30 and they're like, I was a college athlete, ex-collegiate athlete. I'm like, I don't give a single fuck now. Your knees are probably shit. Like, why are you like? And it's always like D3. It's never like some guy who like actually like a quarterback for Ohio State, like a D1 college that wins championships. He won't say that shit. No. Guaranteed. You'll find that out later and be like, wow. But it's always the guys who go to like Wilmington College where we went, and
Did you
they'll
hear
be,
about Dwayne Haskins?
I don't know who that is.
He's
No, I
from
do.
Florida,
Haskins,
yeah.
yes, I know Haskins.
He got hit by a dump truck and died.
Like
he
in
said
a car or
Florida,
like
yeah.
walking?
He was walking.
Oh my god.
Dump truck?
Yeah. He's only 24.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
just got traded
god.
to-
That one celebrity, Adam Devine, he got hit by a dump truck, and he like couldn't walk, and like his legs were all messed up.
He's
What?
Did you see?
He's a comedian, right?
What?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
shorter,
that's
like,
perfect.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it was a dump. I think it was a dump truck, something like that. I just saw him on a podcast. His calves are all messed up. It looks like he's jacked in the calves, but it's like they had to like cut him. That's what he said that.
Okay.
They had to like cut him up and like put him back together, and like you really never see his legs, but he was sitting with shorts, and he looks jacked, but it's like it's a little like jarring to look at. Or you do like a double take, and like, oh, what happened there? But I think he got hit by a.
What's all that
I
about?
think he got hit by a dump truck.
So
or a
what's your
truck of
hobby?
some
I
kind.
can't. I hate.
What's your hobby? Getting hit by dump trucks.
I really can't. I hate that when you brought up dump truck, I hate that that's used for an ass.
Right.
Because I was like, somebody's absolute dump truck.
No.
Someone backed up.
God,
Yeah,
I
dude,
hate-
like he got.
That's so sad. The big truck that goes straight to
Backing up or going forward?
I don't know.
Which
Because
one
at
is the
first
one
they
like,
first-
well, like they didn't see him, or they're like flying down the road and
That's
like
true.
clipped him. You know.
That's true.
I'm sure if it like took him out, it's probably they were flying down the road.
Well, because you know, Bustin has to give me the tea on everything. He's like, oh my god, you know who Dwayne Haskins is? And I'm like, no, I don't watch football.
Okay, so
Get in my
definition
car.
of a hobby. There's two. An activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. The second one is a small horse or pony.
Masturbating. Somebody out there's like, oh, masturbating.
I was like, wait, free time and for pleasure. I was like, that's everyone's got a hobby.
That's masturbation.
The second definition is a small horse or pony. It's called a hobby.
A hobby horse, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't think about it like that.
okay.
Yeah. A horse that doesn't really
Okay, but
provide
done
anything.
regularly. I guess whatever. So I have to pick up more regular hobbies, I guess.
I'm just the next time a man on a dating app,
I
what's your
crochet.
hobby? I masturbate.
You mean like
By
a
the
regular
technical
hobby?
definition.
Could you imagine?
Instead of putting your hobbies, you just put the definition. When the prompt is like, "What's your hobbies?" You just put the definition of hobby. I look up the meaning of words pretty often.
That's one of my hobbies.
Google deep diving could definitely be one of my hobbies.
I love it.
get into black holes all the time on Google.
Yeah, because like there's just so many like weird, interesting things to learn. Because I feel like school only teaches you like the freaking
They teach you enough to get state funding.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Your mom.
My mom's a public school teacher. I will confidently say that.
Mhm.
They teach you enough to get you through.
And then it's just like there's a I wanted to learn about this shit. I want to know how George Washington died.
He did, and I looked it up again just to make sure. And he had a sore throat.
You told me. Oh,
He had a sore throat, and he died.
I find that so like.
It's very
Even
but
the
then you
common
think about
sense
it.
years ago, you'd
Yeah.
be like common sense.
They
I
didn't
feel
have
like back then
words.
they were just so obsessed with like what's the inside of the body look like.
Right.
They just wanted to
Especially on this guy.
Yeah.
Because like it's a sore
What's
throat.
inside
Could it really have been that
How
bad?
fast can you produce blood? Let's find
Yeah,
out.
like that's what they did. They were trying to like get the toxic blood out, but it was
From
a
his
sore throat.
throat?
It was a sore throat. I don't know where they cut him. I didn't look that hard. But
I would love to be able
Could you
to run
imagine
on the wall
trying?
back then.
Could you imagine trying to like tell the like first lady like, hey, we just killed your husband.
Yeah, we drained him.
Martha.
Sorry about that.
yeah.
I think so.
Here's a bucket of his blood. I've saved it for you.
Did you know? I learned this the other day too. Did you know that Jackie Kennedy, Jackie O, wore the same outfit when LBJ got sworn in that she was wearing when JFK got shot?
First of all, were there repeating outfits back then?
It was the exact same outfit that she was sitting next to JFK in when he got shot.
He was the president after? Like, did he
LBJ,
get sworn in
yeah.
because
Yeah.
of? Why would you? What,
So,
they
and there's
dry
a
clean
picture-
it all?
There's a picture of him getting sworn in, like hand on the Bible, you know, and she's standing next to him looking very somber for obvious reasons. And she's wearing the exact same outfit.
I love that you're like repeating outfits. I wear
Not the fact that her husband got shot.
I wear there's a lacy uniform every day. If there was a fashion police, I would be in prison.
I mean, right, yeah.
like 100%.
If I was like somehow committed of a crime and they're like, well, you're wearing so I was like, I wear that every day. Like, look at every camera ever. It's always these real
Just
jeans
say,
shorts and a t-shirt.
I have bunnies playing a drum set on my socks.
Like, if you think I wouldn't wear it out in public, that's probably what I was
But
wearing.
yeah, but if anybody has
Look at our shirts that you're not wearing at the current
if anybody has a PR team, it's the president and like the surrounding people. So no one was like, maybe you should change the
I think
skirt.
when
or
JFK
something.
was in office, they were more concerned, like, hey, let's not get these cheating scandals.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
But still, you don't think maybe like even a Secret Service person was like, did you wear that? Was that?
I also don't know how much time passed. Because they do it pretty quickly. I would assume it wasn't the
which is
same
even
day.
weirder because who was doing the laundry that night?
I
Like,
assume it wasn't the same day, but I don't know.
very bizarre. How would you find that out? TikTok.
No.
TikTok hashtag.
There's a
true
very
story.
presidential podcast that I listen to because sometimes I'm a little nerdy.
What do they go over? They just go over every
They
president.
talk about the nitty gritty and the dirty shit. About
Okay, I need that podcast.
Yeah,
I would
very
love to.
presidential,
Very white
Ashley
nerdy.
I got a
Flowers.
6-hour drive home. I would like.
Yeah.
Probably get to like two
Yeah, I
presidents.
forget which president it was, but he had picked out his wife when she was 10 years old.
Well, at least he's not.
America, ladies and gentlemen. I don't fucking know. JFK also wouldn't have died if he hadn't been wearing a bulletproof vest. They put him in a bulletproof vest.
If he hadn't been.
Because he couldn't bend down. When the first shot went off, they missed.
The
and
fir-
he couldn't bend down because of
the
the
first one
bulletproof
missed
vest.
him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But he couldn't get down because of the bulletproof vest. And I'm like, wow,
That's so
that
stiff.
really fucked you,
I
didn't
would
it?
have dropped
He
out.
could have went. What? Did he have the whole backseat to himself?
Well, Jackie was sitting next to him.
So it's Jackie's fault.
This is like
Jackie's
Jackie's bitch with keeping outfits.
It's like Jack and Rose on the door. I was like, definitely could have fit if she would have. They both would have been half
fucking
off.
time.
Just lay like you guys. He painted you naked for 3 hours. Let him lay on top.
I'm
of
pretty
you.
sure useless knowledge would be my hobby.
Yeah.
Because every time you
Hey,
said Jack and
yeah.
Rose, I was like, okay, I got like 3 facts about that.
That kind, or like always has a fact about any topic. Like
I'm
a
a
full
wealth
fact on
of
any
useless
topic.
knowledge, yeah. Because
She's
I
also
listen to podcasts.
she's also just the best person to go to because like she'll just Google shit for me. Like I'll just be like, "What's this?" and she'll be like, "Well,
My
you
search history is so fucked.
100%."
They should have a game show where they give you instead of like Jeopardy, like where it's like you answer, like they put
Yeah.
topics on the board and you go, like like rhinoceroses, and you go, I have a fact about that, and then you say your fact, and then they live fact check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
See,
get
that would be
points.
good.
Who just has the most random shit?
It's like
'Cause
opposite
sometimes-
Jeopardy because you're the one that comes up with the context.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Trademark that right
I'm
now.
writing that down. I write it down.
It would just
I don't
be
know,
you
you guys
the
are
first
too.
person. I just would love because some of the facts that I say, I'm like, is that actually I should fact check? I'm like, should I fact check myself? Like, I don't
Right.
know. Like I've been saying this for a
We
while,
did it yesterday, Friday with the nominations.
and I was correct.
Barely.
You said it today about she used it in our video we were doing the whisper challenge. You said denominations, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think so.
I
Just
think
because
you did. Yeah.
You
like
also, she also. I'm not gonna say that just in case. I'll send that to you after we're off the podcast because it involves teabag,
Oh.
and I don't want. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck happened?
I didn't want to
You guys
scare
talking
you.
shit?
I didn't want it to scare you, but like by not telling you, like that one the meme that's like,
Yeah.
I gotta
Tell me now or I'll pass out.
it's like I gotta talk to you later. We'll talk later. No, tell me now or I'll throw up. I will shit and piss myself.
But yeah, no, I am definitely a wealth of useless knowledge. All I do is listen to podcasts.
Yeah, you really do.
Like,
You're a big podcast person.
I'm turning into my grandfather because all he listens to is AM radio. He's like, I gotta listen to my
Podcasts
AM.
are the new AM radio.
And I'm like, I gotta listen to my
I
podcast.
love pod. I just need constant chatter.
yeah.
Music is good too, but I'll sing and it like takes my brain away from a topic. But I could like pretty much do anything with a little like conversation going on in the back.
I love that. Like when I'm cleaning or doing anything kind of
Also,
productive.
I think it's made my eavesdropping so much easier because I'm like constantly listening to other people having a
Oh, like
conversation.
around you.
But I'm also doing things. So
yeah,
like,
like when we were at when we were at.
I'm really
Butterbees.
sorry. I didn't know if they were gonna come. I didn't know
You
if
just
you
didn't
guys
tell
were
us.
gonna
You just didn't tell
We
me.
were sitting at Butterbees and I could see.
Butterbees.
I could see a group of waitresses.
I think I would work there just for the day.
in the back. It's a nice place though. Like it's good food.
It was good
Yeah.
food. Great
And
ranch.
they were chit chatting, but I was like, oh, maybe they're rolling silverware. Like I didn't want to assume that just
Certainly
because
not working.
I was sitting at a table with Christine and Lacey that they were like talking about them because like I didn't want to assume on their behalf like, hey, you know who I'm here with, but. So they were like chit chatting, whatever, and then the tables were very close together, very close together. Like we went out of we got rid of the coronavirus, and we're like, okay, 17 extra tables in this small area.
Bring those 7 back in. Yeah, we're
So-
gonna pack them in.
There's these girls sitting next to us, and the waitress comes over, and I could hear them like, and so like I tune in, like I
I'm tuning in.
flip the button on the back of my ear, I'm like, this way.
Hey, Babos.
So they're like, and then like I see them like do the oh, but like they looked up in the air, and I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? I'm like looking around.
You like start ducking shit.
And then I see this very nice girl approaching us, and her hands, I mean, are shaking like she has just drank so much espresso. Like she is shaking. She goes, oh my god, I'm super nervous. But like, are you Christine Snaps?
No, she came up and said, "What are you doing in Brown County?"
Yeah.
Like the most like aggressive, like not aggressive. I don't want her to think that.
And I
like,
had
we were
just like
upset.
taken the biggest gulp of that Long Island. So I was like, what?
Yeah, and then like Christine doesn't know what county she's in. So Christine's like taken back. She's like,
I was like, is that correct?
Christine's
Brown
like,
County, huh?
is that where we are? That is crazy.
Butter peas.
I'm in Butterbees. I don't know what you're talking about.
Present.
But that opened up a way for like all those 14 waitresses that were in fact talking about
The kitchen's probably like, where are all the runners? None of this food is getting out.
Who's
The
working?
table.
Everyone's
750 packs of silverware rolled. Why is nobody taking food?
Everything's dirty.
There's so many Karens that are like, "Where's my waitress?" And then
Right.
they just look over. Christine's taking pictures with them. Like, who the fuck's this bitch?
I'm sitting there trying to avoid people. Probably shouldn't have walked in with Christina Legacy.
She just snuck in last. Like,
It was so funny though, because they were like, you didn't warn us. And I'm like, what was this? It was like, hey guys.
Incoming.
heads up, 2 o'clock. Come in.
Like,
She's
record
approaching.
alert and
We
just let
got
everybody
a
know.
shaker.
All the
She
table was
was
very nervous though.
Yeah, my friends do that too. They're like, that person's kind of like looking at you. And I'm like, and? I was like,
Yeah.
and? I'm not turning around yet. Like, I'll give it another minute or two.
I always like. I don't want to seem cocky. Like if I'm like someone's looking at me, I don't want to be like, "Are you looking?" Because like I don't want to seem like a douchebag. So I'm
Right.
like, just please approach me. I'm really nice. I promise. Like I will, as long as I'm not like shoving food in my face or
Right.
like in the middle of something.
They did
Like,
wait
we're
till
like,
you guys were
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that was
yeah.
really nice. She's
Probably-
like, we don't want to bother you while you were eating, which I thought
Look
was
at her,
really
she's
sweet.
picking up picking up sticks.
She was walking back and forth.
I was like, what is she doing? Picking up sticks.
She's senile.
playing a game.
But,
It's full circle because that's the video that made you follow me. Because I was like, if everybody thinks you get some followers and you become famous. I got 140K, but when my mom tells me to pick up sticks, I go pick up sticks because I'm scared of that bitch.
is that what I remember?
And I
Yeah!
DM'd you and you were like, I just followed you because that's the same energy. Like my mom scares the hell out of me too.
My parents were like lawn work. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, go pick up sticks in the backyard. I'm like, okay. No one also plays with these, so I don't like. Why
my
am I taking
mom,
away?
that's like her big thing. Is she's like, I don't want a single fucking stick in this yard.
Right.
Like I don't know why. I don't know what.
It's just
it-
funny because living where we live, it's like there's,
There's trees
Yeah,
everywhere.
you
Artists.
know, everyone has sticks in their yard.
Right.
I think she
No
does it
one's
for
no
the
one's
mower.
driving by being like,
Oh my god, Tracy, you got sticks in your yard.
the sticks are not doing it for me.
Look at her, she's double fisted.
Yeah,
That one's a limb.
That's not even a stick. That's a limb.
That's a whole ass.
She's like, I'm gonna
Oh,
replant
ass
this.
This is a sapling.
Yeah, I didn't.
these sticks.
She's got a fort when we go out there. You guys want to check out?
She built a teepee.
Yeah, she got
Yurt.
dirt.
She got like 3 little teacup pigs stand behind her, like the what's that? What's the big bad
Big
wolf?
bad wolf.
Yeah, with the but wait, is it the bears?
No, that's
No,
really
porridge.
porridge.
That's porridge.
Porridge, yeah.
Not sticks.
And don't they sit in a chair or something?
Yeah.
I can't
The
remember.
little
They're
chairs,
beds.
the medium
They're
chairs.
The beds,
I
one's
think
too lumpy,
it's all
one's too
about-
soft.
yeah.
It's all about just finding a
And
happy
then the chairs
medium.
were too tall, and the porridge was too
It's like
hot.
being
And I'm like, bitch, you don't own this house. Why are you complaining
Right.
about
Honestly,
it?
that's really
Yeah.
true. Or
You're breaking and entering.
Right.
You're breaking the
They
law.
never go over that part of it.
No.
They're just like,
It's
and
funny how nursery rhymes leave those parts out.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like it's like, what are you trying
Like
to
what
teach
happened to
them?
Grandma on Big Bad Wolf? Where'd she go?
he
ate her, right?
He's wearing her clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretending to
Did he
eat
eat
her.
Well,
I would assume.
These are open-ended nursery rhymes.
right. The story starts here.
What happens next?
Right.
Don't ask what happened before this.
Yeah.
Or after. This is all we know. Who came up with those? Who's like, you know
Hansel
what?
and Gretel always really fuck with me too.
Yeah, she eats
Scary
children.
stuff. Didn't they make like a live action
Yeah,
one?
they did.
Hansel
Yeah.
I'm
and
like,
Gretel
I don't think it was called. I think it was just called Hansel.
and Gretel.
They really sit there just following a candy trail?
I haven't watched it.
Or
I'm pretty sure it's a
breadcrumbs?
little.
It's
deep.
breadcrumbs.
How come I'm getting all the details wrong?
Well, no, isn't it? There's one version where like the house is made of candy.
Yeah, they follow the candy, but
Yeah.
I thought they left.
They
it.
left breadcrumbs
so they could get back.
so they could
Right.
get back, but something like
But
they
it
didn't.
Also, breadcrumbs. Animals eat breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
breadcrumbs
but
is just a term. Like you leave
Oh,
breadcrumbs. You leave
Yeah,
stuff
because like you
behind.
talk about that, because like
When was
they're
that
like-
set though? Like, when was the nursery?
It also
rhymes?
wasn't in the U.S. It wasn't set in
no,
the U.S.
no. Like
I'm
it was all
pretty
mad
sure.
Irish vibes.
Hansel and
Like
Gretel.
European,
Hansel and Gretel. Is that Irish vibes?
Yes.
German.
What do you think? German?
I
think
would say
German.
more German or like
Where are you from? Oh, I'm half German.
I'm 50% German.
You are?
No, there's there was a guy that like messaged me and he sent like a really nice DM, so I replied, and then like he just kept DMing me and I like didn't know what was happening, and I asked like, cause I watched like I went to his Instagram and he had like some like videos or reels, I don't know which one, but he had an accent and it sounded like kind of British. So I was like, oh, where are you from? Like hoping he'd be like, oh, UK or this, and he just goes, well, I'm half German, half UK.
Oh, the where you're from.
And I'm like, when has that ever been the answer? Like, could you
Right.
imagine, like, if you were like, oh, yeah, where are you from? Instead of being Ohio, I was like, well, according to my 23andMe, I'm a Viking and Irish.
Right.
I spit in a tube.
Yeah.
This is where
I'm getting
I-
a sample back.
Like, I don't understand.
Alright, we need to take another break.
We need to take
Break time. We're back.
We
Oh
should
my God.
honestly talk about that because, like, it doesn't involve Christine, but it was so funny. So, one of the ones I told you about, like, the farmer guys that we're friends with, they were on our podcast. His name's Noah, and they're super nice. Him and
Are you
Tyler.
about to tell what I think you're gonna tell?
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Leveraged on that energy.
yeah, we told, like, they have a business together and they were on our podcast.
Mhm.
And Noah posted this thing because he made this, he's a big camper. Like, when I invited him out, he's like, if it's hot, I'll sleep outside. I'm like, there's a spare bedroom. He's like, no, I love camping. I'm like, okay, you're a psychopath, but that's fine. And so he put up this teepee thing because he wanted to, like, he just wanted one. Like, he was just like, I've always wanted a teepee. And I was like, that's weird.
Which I watched the video of him building it. Very large. I did not assume it would be that. I don't know how big
It's a
I thought
two-bedroom.
it would be.
Yeah, it's
But it was fucking huge. Here?
And no, he's in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
And so the Instagram thing, me and Julie were in like one of our crackhead moods that night. Like we were just like laughing at everything, we were really dumb. And so Julie sees it and she was like,
Lacey was on her phone and she's like, oh, Shiloh built a yurt.
because I didn't know the difference between a yurt and a teepee. Like I just genuinely, we looked it up, we found out the difference. So I was like, I think this is a yurt, maybe? Is this a yurt? And then Julie's just like, oh, I wouldn't see Noah like yurt. And then she's like, he's white and yurty. And she was like,
Oh my
And I went to his Instagram because I was going to comment that on it.
Yeah.
But then it had all these Native American hashtags on it, and I was like, I don't know if this is appropriate.
Yeah.
yeah, she didn't want
This might be one of those things that we just tell him in private. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
since we were just so like, I wanted him to feel the energy, so I sent a voice memo instead of typing it out. So it's like a 50-second voice memo of us like pissing our pants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Julie didn't want to comment this because she didn't want to get you in trouble, but like, you're white and yurty. And like just so dumb. And the first text we get back is him saying, OMG, cry laughing faces. I'm at Bible study, so I can't reply.
Oh my goodness. Why would he listen to it at Bible study?
I'm hoping that he had a
That's
headphone.
so brave of him to do that.
You're so brave. I'm like, him and Tyler are just the most wholesome, sweet
They really
little
are. They're very
humans.
nice.
They are, and they're just so like, they're family friendly, like they don't cuss. And so like, we're just not.
Oh well.
We're probably polar opposites.
Yeah.
Of Tyler and Noah.
And then like
honestly.
somehow it all works. But like I didn't even care what the rest of the message was. I was just like, Julie, this man is at Bible study, and we're talking about being white and yurty.
I got the seal of approval from Froberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he loves best friend Julie because you were like, that's Farmer Froberg.
They
Like, we're
just
just
look like fucking Froberg.
you were just boot shopping for Christine,
Sorry.
and you're like, this is Froberg, and I'm like, what? This chaotic energy.
Leather cutter. Oh, you don't think that's his real name?
Leather color 5 years. I don't think that's his real name. You know?
It didn't have his name on
I've
it.
met people putting longer names on birth certificates.
Fuck yourself. Go like yourself.
But it's
Fuck you, my child is fine.
Where's mine? Because you're muted top the tip.
Good thing I haven't been talking.
It's somehow new.
It was like,
It's like,
hey,
Just so you know.
they're not talking, so
Hey,
good.
ladies.
I can see the couch from here. Distracted. The views from this house.
They're easily distracted by cows.
So many people yesterday at the thing were like, "You're not wearing your boots." I was like, "How do you guys know about the boots?" Because I keep forgetting that like you're also posting. Where I'm like, "How do you guys know about the boots?" Like, didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Were you there?
yeah. I was like,
Do you work
no,
at Boot
no.
Country?
I was like, we're really getting around.
Everybody at Boot Country was like, Christine Snaps bought boots from our store.
Yeah, but they thought it was Britney, so I was like,
Yeah, they don't even know.
That's what I want to ask. How often do you think when people come up to you, are they like questioning which one you are?
the amount of times people have said like Britney to me,
Sorry, it's just so
and like didn't know me,
Mm-hmm.
probably like it's probably happened like 5 or 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at like I look at my mentions specifically to make sure I don't catch.
Right.
I make sure I catch people
Like,
stitching videos
Exactly,
or
yeah,
making videos
about
like
you.
thanking
Yeah, I
people.
try, yeah.
I will see people mention her in my videos and me in her videos.
Do you guys follow each other?
Yeah,
Okay.
we've only talked once, but like hundreds of times a week, where they're just like, oh, I thought you were Brittany. Oh, I thought you were Christine. Like, they'll do that back and forth, or they'll be like, or people have specifically made videos being like, did you guys know that Christine and Brittany are different people? And
I think that your guys' videos are very different though. Like, I don't feel like
they are. I think we have very different types of humor, and she's like from Texas, and I'm from, like, we just very different. But we do look a little bit alike.
The energy is the same, where it's very like.
Yeah. I did like after the cactus video, like everyone kept commenting it, so I did make a video. The one was like my mom and then my dad, and then because I used Joe from Impractical Jokers, people said I had his face too. So I did like her and him, and then I was like, and then you have me. And I was like,
hi, I'm Ryan.
My life is kind of crazy.
I don't get compared to anybody like with a face structure wise. Like no one like they'll be like you're the same energy, but no one's like
have a doppelganger.
I don't really have a celebrity look alike.
Yeah, she's like, hope that's not rude. Like when they say Joe, and I'm like, it's not. He's funny. Like I don't really, do not offend
I've
me.
also made the joke about myself, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was like, you're not offending me like how I look. I was like, I don't really care. Yeah, I was like, whatever. Like he's
when
funny.
people were shipping you and Mr. Hamilton, and then you made that video of your
that
brother.
one was perfect.
That was the funniest thing because you're like, you look just like my brother.
I was texting him. I was like, can you come over today? He's like, why? And I was like, you have to come here. And I have to explain it. And we filmed that so many times. Because we had to film it in the app. It was not like I could just edit the best take, but we had to do it in there because there was a stitch or a duet. We filmed it so many times because he just doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, you have to walk in with the chips because he's walking with the chips. He's like, you're copying motions. And we just did it so many times. He's like, I don't really get what we're doing. We wore the same Hawaiian shirt. I had accidentally bought it in 2 sizes, and I was going to return it to Walmart. And I was like, throw this on. We have the same shirt. And then he's like, and then I think like all of his friends saw him, and then they were like, that's your sister? Like, those worlds collided. And I was like, he's like, yeah. That's her. And that's funny because they look so much alike because people thought I also looked like Mr. Hamilton, or like shipped us. And I was like, no.
Because didn't he call you and Brittany like the bug-eyed queens or something?
I don't know. He also like asked me on a date. Like he made that video like saying that he would like take me on a date or something like that. Like there was something was stirred up on his channel. He likes to troll a lot too. A little bit. Because when I hung out with him, we were kind of talking about that. Like he lets people not talking for him, but I think he likes letting people just think whatever they want in the comments and really doesn't care to like clarify.
Yeah, it's just funny to watch shitstorm.
Yeah. So
sometimes you gotta just like start the fire and then watch it.
Right. So I think he takes like pleasure. That's probably like his guilty pleasure. Like he thinks that's probably really funny just to let people go crazy. Like, he looks like her brother. You know. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm over here like trying to clarify. I was like, no, this is mine. Like I thought he was at your house in that video. I was like, no, that's my brother.
This is my actual sibling.
Yeah. I was like,
we came from the same hoo-ha.
I was like, we're getting too like family friendly up in here. I was like, yeah, no, this is my blood over here. But yeah.
Yeah, literally, it was just so funny though, because I remember seeing him, because like, it was almost, like, I remember seeing him, like, do it about Brittany, and then he did it about you, and he called you guys something ridiculous, because,
I like bug-eyed queen.
And I was just like, oh,
I think he wanted to join the group.
Yeah.
I think it was him wanting to join the group.
Right. Because there's another guy that looks like both of us. Like, if you combine me and Mr. Hamilton, there is a guy that looks like both of us. He does a lot of sound work. Like, he'll take sounds.
I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what my face looks like. But I've never like, no one's ever been like, this is your twin. Like, they've done it like with like their cousin who like just watches TikToks, doesn't like make any. So then I'm like, I want to know what this person looks like.
Yeah, but he has more followers than like both of us.
He's there.
Oh, what? So, but I don't think we follow each other. And I was like, I don't think we would be friends. So I was like, oh, it's okay.
Is it weird to see people that look like you on the internet?
Is it weird to see people?
Yeah, like being like,
kind of.
What's my face?
I was like, yeah, to kind of look like me. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I don't think it's to a degree where I'm like, that's scary.
You're like,
yeah.
I need to see your 23andMe.
Yeah, right.
Mom, do you have explaining?
Yeah.
It's like when a duet this if I accidentally drew your twin or whatever.
I watched this because I'm kind of like, when is it my turn?
Do you ever see the ones where they're like, if you have a friend named Sarah and she was at the park in like Washington D.C. and she was talking shit about you, so like watch your back. I love it. Yeah. And then you go on like a wormhole and everyone's like, we found her. Everyone's like, tag me in her profile when she makes a video, and then they're like, that was me. I've had a really tough time the past couple of months. Like I'm trying to move on. I'm like, oh, drama.
Oh, I love it.
I love drama talk.
I don't mind a part 2, part 3, part 4, but it's like
You get
post them right away. Don't give me the
And
day
get to-
later.
and
Because
get to the
it's
point.
so hard to find TikToks. Like you can't just type in the name of a TikTok.
Well, I mean,
like
shit, you can follow people and never see their videos.
Yeah.
exactly. So I
So,
can't remember
yeah.
everyone's username. So it's like if you're gonna pull stuff like that, do it right away. But I do enjoy like a good part 2, part 3.
I know,
Yeah,
because
like,
like one
it's just-
part, I love like the one part will blow up more than the other. So you're like, oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
Right,
Like,
it's
part
cheating
2 is
scandals
huge,
are my
and then no one really saw part 1, and everyone's like going back.
Love
The
it.
shitting
Love it.
scandals are my favorite.
Yeah.
I like the Ring doorbell videos too.
Yes.
Love a
the
good
ones where
ring
like
doorbell.
there's one that
The
like this
guy,
girl,
yeah, the guy
like
with
girlfriend,
his,
like he
He
works
packs the whole
early.
lunch, and he'll be like, "Listen, so what you did this morning? Fuck you up!" And he like
In the doorbell?
slings his lunchbox.
I remember one specifically. He's like, listen, that shit you pulled last night. Lucky you put Scooby Doo snacks in here, or your ass would have. And he's just
And
so
then he'll be like, "Love you."
Yeah, as he's leaving or coming
yeah,
home?
leaving.
Oh.
Because like he works like way early. It
Or
seems
the
like 'cause
one,
it's
the
dark
girl
when
that
he's-
was dog sitting for her friend. She's like, "I'm here to service your wiener." Cause she had a wiener dog.
Right. Those are funny.
I'm here to service your wiener.
What did she say? He shit on the carpet, and I put aluminum foil in your microwave. Goodbye.
That's the dumbest shit. It's the only reason that like I would want a Ring doorbell for my house. Like I just
Me
wanna-
too, just for recording purposes, because I would do so many skits off of that thing.
Yeah.
Lacey tried to kill us once. I don't have a doorbell camera, but I have a camera in front of my door.
Yeah.
And the way my roof is slanted, and it's metal, so like things just right off of it.
Yeah.
And it snowed. It had snowed like 5-6 inches that day.
And then it would like
And it
impacted
melted and
so
it
was
tacked.
icy.
And we were leaving, and it was like 9 o'clock, so everything was still melted from the sun being out, but started to freeze over. And I walked out the front door, and like I know not to slam the front door because it's like an avalanche.
Right.
And I turned to tell Lacey, "Hey, don't slam the door." And she slammed it. I shit you not, 65 pounds of snow and I just came down
On you?
Both of us.
on
And
us.
I remember Julie like
Like
back.
on like your neck, like you're walking
Yeah.
away.
And Julie looked back so pissed because she thought it only hit her. I'm like, no, bitch, I got myself too.
My fucking doorbell, my camera didn't catch it.
Perfect
Right.
video.
It happened
so
too fast. It happened too fast, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Technology fails you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be there for me.
I should have asked the lady across the street. She watches my every move, so we're at 104.
Okay, good. I just wanted to
But yeah, I remember being like, "Oh my fucking god, bitch!" And she's like, "It hit me too."
She looked back like she was going to murder me.
I was ready because I was like, "Don't slam the door," because every little bit of ice and snow came off my roof.
Oh my goodness.
She just the way I wish we would have got it on camera because the way you looked back and like you were gonna murder my entire family.
I was thinking,
Where were you guys going? Like,
I don't even remember.
Okay.
But I
Before
remember the
I
rest of the
had,
day we
before I
thought
had the baby, like we would go on like late night trips all the time, and it was the best because we would.
I love the. I'll be there in 10. I love those
well, we
10.
can't do that because we live far away.
True. Okay, true.
I'll be there in 15 to 20.
Be there at 45. Start putting your pants on. Like, okay.
It was so funny because like when we got back here, I just felt so bad when I left the money in your
Yeah.
car because
You
I felt
sounded defeated. You're like, I just got.
I'm driving and I was like, fucking Illinois, who the fuck is calling from Illinois? I'm on the phone with my mom. I was like, oh my god, Gal, I have a feeling this might be. And so I answered it, and it's me. It's Lacey
And
calling
literally
from your
stuck
phone.
in the trailer was hailing.
Yeah.
So the reception was bad because I thought you hung up on her. She's like, no, they called her.
Because my mom was like, my mom called me back right after. Oh my god, it's a hailstorm out here. And I was like,
yeah.
We're all stuck in the
But literally, I was like,
I'm
Christine,
gonna run to Julie's real quick. Half hour there, half hour back.
I was like, Christine, I'm so sorry. I was like, but my, like, cause like I've never been that spacey. Like, I don't know if it was just the fact that it was the first time my trailer was gonna be there.
I think it's also, I said, because I was like, I think it's just me, like, I'm following you around, basically.
Yeah.
So you're just, like, thinking about, like, this, we gotta do this and that, and they're like, are you good? Yeah.
Always one step ahead.
Yeah.
And I just like, well, because I didn't want you to feel like you were just like hanging around. Like I wanted you to have a good time. So I'm like constantly like, I'm so sorry. Christine's like, no, like it's fine. Like we'll go run over there real quick. And I'm like, she's like, how far is it? And I was like, 25 minutes. She's like, oh.
Real quick. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Because like
I'll
I'm
stay
like,
here, Ashley. I'll
Right.
stay right here.
because I'm like, I'm sorry, everything's so far away because I live in the middle of nowhere. Like
It's so funny. That's the first thing people say. Is like, you drive an hour just to do stuff. I'm like,
Right.
we drove 4 hours just to do. We drove 5 hours round trip for donuts.
yeah,
Right.
it's a fun little adventure we went on. We loved it. You want to go get donuts? We'll drive 5 hours.
5 hour round trip, right?
Yeah.
Where were they at? Like, where you
2.5.
So you know where you were yesterday?
Yeah.
It's another hour and a half.
What was the like the
Towards
donuts or
Virginia.
what?
It's
They're
good
called
donuts.
hot dog donuts. There's no hot dogs in them.
Yeah.
We're gonna go pastry shop. We mentioned them several times in the
What is
podcast.
it called? Hot dog.
Mwah,
Because they're like a hot
dogs.
dog. So like it's like you know how like
I'm
Long
still not
John's.
getting it.
Yeah.
Hot dog donuts.
Yeah,
So it's
So-
like the dough, and it's in half, like it's like a hot dog bun, and the filling that they put inside of it, and the chocolate that they drizzle on the top.
And then some powdered sugar.
Is there
Because
filling in top of it, or because it's like open like a hot dog when they just put it in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they put it in there,
Oh,
so it's like
that's
it's a
smart.
nice
Like-
ratio.
But like what's best about it is like you know how like Long John's like it can be too sweet the filling. This filling
Yeah.
is like light, but it's still sweet. Oh, it's just
Every time I go, I spend at least $100 to $120 on donuts because I have to take orders for people.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to
She
West,
comes back
I'm going to West
like-
Virginia on Friday. Bring us some donuts.
Right.
and like people will be like I'll take a dozen, so she's getting like 8 dozen when she goes.
Are
Yeah.
they good like cold then? I guess they must be.
They- yeah,
They
so
hold well.
yeah,
They're
they
good
hold
for probably at least like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll put them in the fridge, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like a little on the long side.
Yeah.
But they're not
Yeah.
regular donuts, so there's no like preservatives in them. So there's nothing to preserve it and make it like
Not like
fresh.
like Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
They produce
Oh yeah.
mass.
Those will last
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're so good. If you're ever in West Virginia,
Okay.
if you ever cross 9 bridges,
Right. I'm sure I'll be there somehow someday for like 2 minutes probably.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up there now that we talked about
Yep.
donuts. Christine, thank you so much for coming on the
Thanks
podcast.
for
having me.
Thanks for being my first
Really
in-person
appreciate
Yeah,
guest.
it. The
obviously-
chair's comfy. I don't mind holding the mic too much. I don't know how much of this I did.
Just hold it like
I was like half the time. Just like, okay.
half time looking like a guy with his dick in his
Yeah,
hand.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something.
Take a picture like this.
But thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a great weekend,
appreciate it.
especially. But yeah, everything's down below. We'll put Christine's stuff down below.
Chris McCrane.
It's a Chris Prime. All right, bye. What are you doing?